running with the less
Isn't
tried, potentially true of the maybe it didn't work last time, but this time we know what to do.
Yeah, this time we know what to do. We'll get the same picks again, and we'll show you that we know exactly what we're doing until they don't know what they're doing, of course. But
if they pick the Razor here, I'm gonna have some questions.
Yeah, let's. I mean, what? Not banned, right? They banned the brew actually, so
okay. So
no
they
brew.
make some adjustment.
There is, yeah. There's only one difference so far, and they picked.
Alright, so they can't pick the... This is where they picked the Brewmaster last time. So there has to be an adjustment from J.Storm. We're going to see what it is. It is going to be for a Batrider.
That makes perfect sense.
This is actually probably a better lane because you can actually bully the Razor a little bit. You get that bonus movement speed now from Firefly, so you can kind of disengage. It's still not great. But it's definitely better than a Brewmaster.
10 seconds.
And, you know, not saying the Brewmaster wasn't enough utility disable last game, but Batrider's got a much better kit in that sense. Because, you know, his ultimate's not a 120-second cooldown that only gets its time changed at level 25.
Radiant team ban.
And the uptime is going to be really nice, too. Like, even if your lasso is on cooldown, you can still make moves around the map. You can still be annoying. You can cut creep waves. I'm interested to see if he goes for more of that like old school like tranquil drums build, or if maybe we'll see kind of that newer like boots of travel and Yule's build, go for that like max movement speed. It's gonna be interesting to see how he wants to play it there. But the one thing that I am noticing about J.Storm is that they don't have that aura builder right now. They don't have somebody who's going to grab the Greaves and the Pipe and the Crimson. You know, there's not going to be a Vlad's coming out anytime soon. So that could be
mid that does that.
They could want a mid that does that. You could go for something like we've been seeing Shadow Fiend do that a little bit. You know, just let's let Moo carry. I'll just buff him up. You could go for the Viper.
I knew it.
You know, he's still in there.
Everyone expects the Viper.
10 seconds
remaining. I didn't want to say it. It's not the best against Razor. Razor's actually one of the few laning matchups that can beat that Viper. But in the overall meta sense of the game, Viper can still be pretty good. But no, they're just going to go with the Brile.
All right.
Tried and true, man.
Yes, so then no Aura Carrier then, unless the Batrider goes Aura, but there's no real reason you should ever really do that as bad. Like you were saying, like no matter what, he needs a mobility build.
Yeah.
So I can't really see him doing all that stuff. So Vlad's this game. Although in this game I think there's not really a reason to go Vlad's because technically the only person that would really benefit from it is Lifestealer. So
well they had it on the Brew last time.
Yeah, but that's because there were two melees that at which point they would double benefit from it, at least from the lifesteal perspective. Yeah. And not so much the everything else about the Vladimirs, which is the whole reason people buy the item in the first place. Not for the lifesteal. Literally for every other part about it.
Yeah, the extra armor, the aura, the 15% bonus damage. It's a good item. You know, it's a good item.
Yeah, it's a really nice item indeed. Xolotl, what are we looking for? You can run the Pango literally anywhere, so they can't be like, oh, this is the off laner or this is the safe laner. They either need a position 5, or position 4, depending on what the Darkseer's doing. Or...
Well, Darkseer's probably going to be the off lane, so this is either a Pango mid or a Pango 4.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I'm completely attest to a Pango mid. It doesn't win against the Death Prophet, but...
no, they need something else.
They need something that's good against Death Prophet. I don't want to be like
OD?
Alina, but no.
I think OD's actually pretty solid here.
Legion Commander.
I guess for this, they want something to purge the Batrider lasso, so that's might be the Legion pickup. But I still don't see a huge justification for like where it's a weird carry game.
I just don't know. Like the only person you can duel consistently is March. Like you have to duel March every fight, or he's just gonna cold embrace.
Right.
Or Winter's Curse. Like, he's got 2 different saves.
Yeah,
And,
there's a lot of ways to prevent a duel.
Yeah, and if you do dual Moo, right? Moo's gonna kill you. Forev is probably just gonna build tanky and not die. If you rack up like a bunch of damage early on, like if you really pick on March, you could maybe get Bryle. I don't know. I don't like this Legion pick, man.
Yeah, this Legion pick feels extremely weak, especially since they needed something that's like an actual mid against Death Prophet.
Yeah, and now you're playing a melee. Like if you're doing Razor mid, and then putting that against the Death Prophet, it's fine. But then you have a safe lane Legion, and if you ask who's going to win in the carry battle between a Lifestealer and a Legion, I'm going to pick the Lifestealer every time.
Oh yeah, 100%. So, yeah, it just feels like a very weak carry game coming out from Xolotl. In this,
Yeah.
They let them pick, so they let them pick the exact same thing, and I guess they're like, their upper hand was, we'll pick Legion last pick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was not wise.
I almost feel bad.
Like, in a pick-off sense, right? Like, in the sense of, like, individually, this Legion pick isn't bad, right? Like, if you find Rubik by himself on a warding mission or whatever, yeah, sure, it's not bad. You know, March, same thing. Maybe you can catch Forev and get him and get that kill with some backup, right, with some smoke ganks. But I'm just looking at this big 5-man ball that we saw J.Storm put together last game. Right, last game they got their items, they got their timings, and they just basically walked up and down the map, looking for kills, looking for fights, so that they could take objectives. That's basically all they did. And Legion sucks against that. Like, she is garbage against 5-man lineups because you can't properly jump somebody and get a kill without either having to run away because you're super low, or just dying yourself. Even if you win the duel, you're dead, and then it doesn't matter.
Right. Well, looks like it is going to be the Razor mid then. Like, there was in no way, shape, or form that they would be running DP to not be Razor mid. Like, it has to be Razor mid 100% of the time.
Yeah, but I don't actually even know if Razor's that good against DP, because you still have the nukes to get your last hit, so it's not like getting your damage sucked means that you can't CS. It makes it harder to CS, but it doesn't make it impossible. And you're actually not even that slow on DP. You've got 312 against the Razor's 289, so the suck isn't even going to be full duration.
Yeah. Bryle, like, completely unfazed for that
care.
first wave too. Yeah, he was just like, alright, whatever. I don't use my damage, especially at level 1, because the whole point of level 1 is to get to level 2 to get that Spirit Siphon so he can actually be aggressive.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was literally unfazed by the siphoning of his damage in that scenario. He could still... I thought he was going to get that deny. Legit.
I mean, it's
33
Bryle,
damage.
man. I wouldn't be surprised. This guy's nuts. This guy plays a lot of DP.
So...
It feels...
Yeah, so we know how mid lane's basically going to go. And now we're looking at top, where this Legion commander already is just immensely being punished here. Like, it's not a game for Death Prophet. It's not. Did I say Death Prophet first as well?
You did.
Legion commander. Sorry, I was like stuck on the whole Death Prophet midding against possibly Legion being a really bad thing. But yeah, this is not a Legion commander game.
Yeah. That ain't it, Chief.
Oh my god, seriously.
The thing is that Legion can purge off her own sticky napalm stacks, but I'm really worried about Hector, man. I'm like 100% convinced that First Blood is going to be Hector just getting run down by Forev and Fear. That is just so tough. And down bottom, right, the exact same thing that happened last game is happening again. It was just farming into tower, got his Glove of Haste already, and March is just like, okay, I'm just gonna harass the offlane as I can, just try not to die. Jano's gonna get his level 3, there's not much I can do about it, but Moo's free farming, so what do I care?
Yeah, it's not like Lifestealer has a hard time farming a lane with Feast and all. In fact, I love it when people do this, actually, where they reserve the point. Because, like, they know they just need one specific thing.
Yeah, just hold on to it, get your points in Feast so that you can farm safely under tower. And then when you need, you know, Rage, or if you need open wounds, you can skill it. Just go nuts.
Yeah, the most common the most common to hold my spec is usually you see it with like Wraith King holding his level 6.
Yeah.
Until like the very last second.
Yeah.
Actually, even then sometimes you're just like you don't even go for it anyway.
I've seen a bunch of pros talk about Wraith King level 6 and just be like, there's actually not even a point to really get it because you just... Everyone assumes you're saving it anyway, so... Just don't bother with it.
Right. Well, there was possibly a kill up in top, but luckily Fear is quick on his fingers to see the Nightmare going out there.
Yeah, Fear God, man. Like, honestly, this guy is... Like, you want to talk about NA legends? This guy's been around forever, has played every position you can imagine.
That's true, actually. He has. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The tri-lane.
Well, I'm okay with the tri-lane. I was just looking at the fact that Ifrit purged himself with only 2 stacks on him when Hector had, like, no HP and 3 stacks on him.
You know, sometimes you just gotta be the carry. Purge yourself.
Sometimes you have to assert your dominance and make sure people know that you're the one.
Yeah. Mid lane though, checking back in, it actually looks like Razor's having a really good time in this lane. 22 and 11 to the 13 and 3. So Bryle is actually struggling to get that CS. And actually, speaking of holding skill points, Razor has held 2 of his. Not sure where he wants to go with it yet. He has the 2 points in Static Link, but other than that, hasn't done anything too crazy just yet.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to figure out if he does, yeah, 1-3-1 or... Well, it looks like it might be a 1-3-1 now. Well, no, he's still holding on to that 5. I don't think he'd go for another spec and unstable, so... 5-minute bounty rune's up in 10 seconds, and this is, in my opinion, where we will likely see the first blood.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. Alright, Hector's getting run down. He has 4 stick charges, but shrines are up, so he's gonna be fine.
Alright, no first blood. I lied. What are you walking into fire for? Heck, I mean, this is actually a pay-to-lose Immortal on Batrider.
The one that clearly shows exactly where the Firefly is.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
in comparison to the old Firefly, that is. Alright.
Yeah.
Winter Wyvern. This looks like it's it.
Wow,
I could be wrong again.
Surprised it wasn't Hector.
Okay.
Actually, Hector gets the first blood.
Look at
My
that.
prediction on his head.
His nightmare never ends.
Every time Bane gets the first blood, it always sounds so metallic. No? Alright.
Sorry, I just had to die for a quick second there.
That's fine. Dying is pretty normal, so...
Yeah.
It's a normal thing in everyone's day-to-day life.
And especially in Canada. Speaking of dying, Forev, top lane maybe.
Oh wait, no wait, right, it is. Actually, I forgot. Never mind. Never
mind,
I forgot. I forgot half the world is on fire over there still.
Yeah.
While going on Moo down in the bot lane, Jono really wants to get this kill on him, and Lifestealer v Lifestealer here. Now the rage goes out. That's the safe spec going in. It's actually level 6, so... Well, no, man.
Doesn't
he already
have the ult already, though.
Yeah.
Jano's just going to TP out. Moo's going to go Shrine.
I'll leave you alone for this day.
Yeah. Well, the lanes are definitely looking better for Xolotl, though. Like, the Moo isn't completely free farming. Jano's adjusted his playstyle, so he's playing a bit more aggressive, and he's gone back for the Helmet Dom that we were talking about last game as well. Got it. Once he gets the Courier, he will have it.
Nice.
And that will allow him to play a lot more up in Moo's face, so he's not going to get that very early Midas timing. Remember last game, at this point, he was like 1,000 gold towards his Midas. and he's just finishing his phase boots right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a very different game in this scenario. Although, like, how much will... Yeah, so he's got a lot of gold to go to get that Midas. It's obvious he's still going for it, too, since he has the Gloves of Haste. Back up on top. Ifrit might be in a bit of trouble here. He's got everything on him, and he is 100% dead, though. They set up for a kill on March here with the Nightmare, and... Don't think he's getting out of that one.
Run down. He keeps turning to check those stickies, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, he lost all that damage, and...
I will see you.
112. Yeah, that'll kill him, no problem. Ooh.
Legion's gonna TP into mid to make sure that Brow can't just pop the exorcism and be good.
Which now he's rotating to the top lane, most likely to do as they're understanding this top lane needs some more pressure. With the illusion runes even coming in as well, coming in from the side. Maybe they'll think this is the real one. I saw a lot of illusion baits yesterday.
Always love a good illusion bait.
Yeah, it was a Bat Rider lasso onto a Weehaw Drow. No, Weehaw Windu. Drow was not in that game. Big TPing into the mid. Still not level 6, so it's not going to be able to steal any good spells. You're not likely to have good spells to steal immediately, though. I mean, what level is this Q now? So it is 2, so he did go... Actually, he's 224.
Yeah, I've been seeing... Most of the time I see Razor, it feels like the static link gets left in 2. Bryle's forced to pop the exorcism, though, just to defend the tower. He's not using it to play aggressively, so...
Well, they did, actually. They used it to go get the top tower, and it's just on, like, the last, like, few seconds.
Okay. That makes more sense. Like, you don't really want to pop that just to defend the tower, but now that makes more sense.
So, like you were saying, the Dom's on the darks here. We got the tomato over here off the right side.
Yeah, and they're heavily prioritizing this mid tower because they know that the supports don't have their 6 yet, so it's actually really tough for them to get this. Exorcism's on cooldown, take this tower. This is a huge, huge tower.
You're going to be in a bit of trouble. We'll find a lift at the last second. The sleep setup going to be on the Winter Wyvern if they want to go with anything off of that, but they'll just let that go. They got Fear, and now they've got 4-Ev in the mid as well, trying to make sure this deny happens. But now the lasso out onto the Razor, purged off immediately.
Unfortunately, brought him closer to the save.
Yeah, up on the hill. Well, now it's 10 minutes in. I'm going to jump to the net worth chart. It's still new up at the top, though, at 4.7. No Midas just yet, but he's 100 gold away, so he's not too far behind in comparison to last game. It's like, what, maybe 250 gold average difference?
Yeah, this is where he was about 2 minutes earlier. So he's about 2 minutes behind his timing, which is rough, but it's not the end of the world. And he's still going to get a lot of space now because Darkseer is going to be forced to rotate around, try and play aggressive, try and get these towers. So unless the tower that they're focusing on is this bottom tower, Mu is still going to have a bit of a freer time. And he can just switch up to top lane and play up there instead.
That's coming in, take some damage from Mu, but he's got the Midas now, so he'll just walk into the... He'll just walk into the jungle here and try to, well, the right tree and miss the right centaur.
Or he did that on purpose for extra gold.
What?
Sacrificing. So if you want to get maximum efficiency out of your Midas, it really depends what you want. If you want more gold, you get the small creep. They're gonna get this duel on.
Yeah, this is a free duel. Unless they're just waiting out as much as possible here.
They almost didn't get it because of the ion shell.
Yeah, that was like the longest wait ever. But they are gonna then use the exorcism. I almost call it infest. Exorcism down onto the mid, so they're at least gonna trade 1 for 1. At least visually, that's what it looks like. Obviously, the bot tower is going to go down, but if they can get to mid to defend it in time, maybe. But no, that's one dead tower.
Ghosts are spooky.
They're not even ghosts. What are these, like phantom moths?
I mean, they're definitely ghosts. They're just moth ghosts.
Well, actually, these are spirits. I love you, Forge. You know I do. Please don't hate me. Please don't go to Moxie like Neff did. To be fair, they asked for him first, so whatever. Actually, I don't know who did, but it doesn't really matter. Pango roll going on at the last second. They know there's no spell steal, so not going to be able to get that Pango roll, at least for not another 8 seconds here. Infest out on Farev to try and get out of there as quick as possible. They're going to duel him under the tower with the Winter, though. No ultimate. It's only level 5. He couldn't save him in time. They will lose 2. They might even lose 3. Brio off to the side here, getting absolutely destroyed by this Razor, and now Fear. He will be getting out of that one, but man, they needed the Winter's Curse there so bad.
Yeah, the levels coming in are much more slowed down for J.Storm than they were last game. Bane is still struggling to get his level 6 as well, but he's going to get it as Razor farms the camp. But on the flip side, March still has another 3/4 of a level to go to get his ults. Doesn't even have a point in the Cold Embrace yet. Doesn't even have boots yet. Like, March is actually just so this game. He's just been totally sacked. Feels like
900 net worth with no boots. He has a smoke. He has 2 smokes. That's his boots, basically. Bane coming in on the bottom there. They do see Moo, and out comes the ultimate immediately, but the Rage will save at least the magic damage, giving him some time, but the only person for immediate rotate is Death Prophet. Looking for the Infest, maybe, but the Pango was there on the hill. They'll just get juggled about. Actually, there was no Infest anyway, and now they're looking for Brile. They could get him, actually, there. They land the, the silence is good enough, and there's the Nightmare as well, so we'll just set it up with the good old Razor Q, and that'll clean him up at the same time.
Yeah.
That's a field Batman right there.
Very huge turnaround from Game 1 to Game 2. 10-1 right now on the kill board. The only person that's died was the one kill we saw on Legion Commander earlier. This is working? I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, like, I guess it's a whole different game scenario, which I don't really understand. It's literally the exact same picks. March, now level 6. He's alright. He's getting out of there, but he's not actually getting out of there. The Dominated Centaur coming back in. There goes the stun, but
look how much damage he's taking.
Yeah, he's just gonna go up to the hill and get out of there. I don't think there's any. Oh, he wasn't even on the hill.
No.
Can you not get on that hill anymore?
You could, but I think he just misclicked it. He's trying to TP out best he could.
Well, we are going to see the mobility build for the Bat Rider, though. Level 8 is going to go for the Blink Dagger next with the drums. Might be looking for the. I mean, he's got his Windlace already, so he might be going Yules afterwards.
Yeah, he'll probably go Yules after the Blink, but they just need some way to. This is the difference between the Brewmaster and the Bat Rider, right? It's really tough for them to actually like properly take a fight. Because they do have that Purge from the Legion Commander, and on top of that, you know, Moo's been really heavily slowed down. They've been prioritizing his game much more, not just letting him play that farm simulator. And even Death Prophet, the fact that she was up against the Razor, as opposed to, I don't remember who she played, it was the Drow last game, right? So Drow not able to really put any pressure, just trying to kind of trade and farm. Just let Brile kind of run away with the lane. And the levels have been really slowed down because of this. We keep coming back to the levels, but it really matters. Razor already having level 2 ult, Brile's still 2 levels away from his level 2 exorcism. And level 1 exorcism is just kind of bad.
Yeah, it is 100% actually a fraction of the damage, so.
It is literally half.
Yeah,
it is
actually half, because it's double the spirits.
So very rough time to be J.Storm, but they're not out of this, right? All they need is a good team fight. They have the ult on the Winter Wyvern now, so she can actually be a hero. It is definitely possible for them to still come back and win this.
Oh, 100%. Lifestealer just really needs to get the Radiance, and then I saw this yesterday. Lifestealer had a very bad game at the start, and then they were able to make a recovery once Lifestealer had Radiance, and just all the farm just came in for him, and then he was able to counter bush lanes, take out the Shadow Fiend in that game. Obviously not in this game. There's no Shadow Fiend, but the big weight item here for them is they just need that. Well, Mango looks pretty dead here, trying to get the roll, but he's gonna go down there. But yeah, I think it's just they're waiting on this Radiance. The Blink Dagger also for the Bat Rider will make a big difference as well. But once that Radiance is up and running, I foresee the game going back into J.Storm's favor. Hopefully. It'll take a little bit of a hard time for their recovery there.
Yeah. all that Xolotl really needs to do right now is just try and keep the pressure up. Legion's going for this armlet, which I do like. She doesn't really need the Blink Dagger. She's got the Surge, she's got the Pangolier causing chaos, so I think just being able to stay tanky, deal damage in these fights is going to be huge. There's not that much DOT damage, like, other than Exorcism, but if you're trying to armlet toggle through Exorcism, you're probably already having a bad time. So, I like this build, but it is giving Moo a bit of time. They need to be keeping the aggression up and trying to take this bottom tower. They need to find March in these trees. That's what they need.
Yeah, because this could be a very... Well, I don't know. What's the kill potential in even getting a good Winter's Ult here? I mean, the best Winter's Ult that could even result in a kill is that they just ult Hector. But, yeah, looks like it's not going to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, the annoying thing for them is that he's literally just stood in these trees, just switch blasting creep waves. Like that's all he needs to do, right? Moo's farming, Moo's hitting jungle creeps, Ryle's pushing top lane. Forev and Fear were both kind of poking around mid a little bit. So March is just totally fine, just sitting in these trees, just casting Splitter Blast over and over again. There's no Blink Daggers yet on any of them. It does look like Darkseer is going to have his soon on Jano, but nothing on Legion, nothing on Pango. So he can see any initiations coming from very far away. Just cast Splitter Blast, push out the waves, get a little bit of XP, get a little bit of farm.
Yeah. Well, we do have the Bat Rider actually having his blink now. He's going to go for the Force Staff afterwards, which is a very common build for the lasso mobility jump. But, yeah, so no Yules. I do like the Force Staff in this scenario, because even if it is like, oh, they can't get out, or they need some sort of like get this person away from Razor scenario here, and that's the Force Staff is good here for.
Yeah, it's good for mobility in the team fights, but it's also good for popping the Lincoln Sphere. That's eventually going to be coming out from someone, right? Like Lincoln, someone's going to eventually buy Lincolns to deal with this Bat Rider.
Yeah, it might be Bat Rider. It might be a Razor. Of course it's Bat Rider, it's a spell. Smoke going out on Xolotl. They've got no vision of the initial
they're fighting on runes.
They're fighting on that rune. They get the Winter's Ult and the lift as well, but Pango, mid-ultimate channel though, they are easily getting this Pango. Or are they? They get him, but they lasso down Matt, but it's not going to be enough though. They do have the Purge immediately going out. Buyback from Pango. He wants to get this roll in there, and Bryle needs to get out now. He will be duel, but there's Lifestealer right there! He gets the damage! The Bane ultimate goes through though. They've stolen it. They've returned the channel. Actually, do? Yeah, he already casted it, so he's not getting that one out. Moo gonna be in a bit of trouble. They will lose Fear at the same time, though. Nope, they're gonna go turn on to March. His poor soul. Up the sideline here. He has no TP scroll. His objective is to get to the shop, but he is stuck.
Oh my god, March.
He's just like, kill me now, just do it. So, they got the dual win. Obviously, that doesn't really mean much on a Death Prophet, but they got the dual win, but they lost 3 there. Yeah,
they did buy back on the Pangolier though, so it wasn't 2 for 3 trade. It wasn't like a super bad fight. The big thing that was unfortunate there was that Moo was like just a little bit short of his Radiance. Like he wanted to be there with his team to secure the runes, but it meant that he didn't have his Radiance just yet, and that meant they were lacking a lot of their damage. He does have it now, so the next fight's going to be a bit better for them, but they have to wait till Exorcism. They have to wait till well, I was going to say Lasso, but Lasso's almost up. It's mostly Exorcism. They need to play around that. But
BKB. By the way, it'll be the next thing up for Brian. But yeah, it's J.Storm's at the point where they're going to have to wait on their ultimates, and not that they probably had a taunt. Really bad one, but she does.
I was about to say it's a great taunt.
What are you on about?
She like does a little dance, she bounces around one of her orbs. Great.
No. Just, I don't know. Are you one of those people that says the Clink stance is good then?
The music is good. The dance itself isn't that good. The music that you play the Clink song is good.
Got it. Anyway, it looks like J.Storm doing an aggressive smoke going in from the top jungle. It looks like it's just going to be a warding attempt on this scenario. The Courier coming in for Xolotl. They have their own smoke. Not going to be scouted out by anything at all. So
yeah,
they're going to rotate in from the side.
Greaves are up on the Pangolier.
Orev could be in the spot to break the smoke here. He does break it out on Pika, and Pika's like, who did that? Silence goes out, but the immediate dual return out to the Winter Wyvern, actually. So we'll save for the time being the lasso, trying to buy some time as well. The wall is stolen, but it's not going to do much. They do manage to get the Winter's Curse down at the last second. Moo off to the backside here trying to fight, but he's got no damage to do it with. Now they're looking for the kill on March. They get that one easy peasy. Yano may be the only one that's going to be traded off here, and they will lose that. There's the wall. I love this. It's a double wall. It's actually the exact same length of the other one. Hector trying to get the kill on Moo here, at least with the sleep, but not going to find that either. Damage sap going out on from Esk.
He's trying to fight into the static link.
It's really hard here. He's trying real hard. He's taking the damage back, but it's not going to be enough. They get the Lifestealer Infest. It's not going to do enough damage. They want to keep going, though. They've got the slow, and they have... Yeah, no, they're just going to disengage from that one. They're okay with the trades that they got, despite them not really being the best, but... Xolotl will still come out on top of that with the 200 gold bonus.
The main thing there was that the Razor got off the almost a full duration static link onto Lifestealer, and then the Grip came out onto Death Prophet, and the wall separated the rest of J.Storm. So it's the two cores kind of playing in over on this side, and then the entire rest of J.Storm playing in this corner of the map up here. And it just meant that, like, Moo was desperately trying to kill the Bane who was gripping his Death Prophet, but just didn't have the damage because he got sapped by Razor, and not having Exorcism in that fight meant they just got to run away with a lot of the Xolotl heroes.
Dire are
Yeah, that was
scanning.
definitely unfortunate for J.Storm on that scenario, but alas, you can take what you can get at this point in the game because they know they're behind, but not too much further behind at this point, as it is a staggering 2 to 3k difference. Actually, it's still going down. Never mind. Don't look at the chart. Don't look at the win probability either. You looked at it, didn't you?
No.
Okay, good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I believed you. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
March!
Just going in there. He's got the duel available in the lasso to follow, but out goes the offensive wall. Ryle coming in as well. March isn't definitely going down here, but they're going to find the return kill out onto Ifrit, who looks like he's just letting it happen. Hector's ultimate will be stolen there. They are going to get that Bane ult. They ult an illusion.
The feed script on the illusion.
Hector, though, is still going to end up going down in this scenario. If yours like that, I can't believe I just let that happen. Oh, they still lose the tower. It's denied. Okay.
Yeah, the big thing there is that they forced DP ults and a buyback from March on Radiant side of the map. So now there's no objectives you can take. Roche isn't even an option because Exorcism's on cooldown. They could, I mean, it looks like they maybe want to try Roche because they have the medallion, but
Well, it looks like they were trying initially to go for Pango, but rolling on out of there, he's not going to be part of that. Yeah,
I don't
so
think
no Roche.
Roche.
Yeah, there's no Roche. Like, I think if they really wanted to try for Roche in the sense that, like, it needs to happen, they'd have to have a Solar Crest. Like, either they need Death DP ult or they need Solar Crest. So then, like, Moo can actually deal damage to the Roshan. Because what, this is still first Roshan, so he's at least at, like, yeah, almost 30 armor. He's basically almost, he's got 30 armor, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's a big beefy boy. Still waiting for, like, Roshan to be a hero. Adult Roshan.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe?
I'm sure we'll get Gambler before there's a Roshan-based hero.
Listen here, get out of here with your new crap. Alright. And the only reason I know who that is because every time I play with a Han caster, they're like, remember, you know, when are we gonna get Gambler? It's like, shut up, we're not gonna get your stupid hero from a different game.
Oh man. I mean, you know, Han's out of contract now, so. Or wait, not Han. No. I can't. Doesn't matter
Winter's
though.
Curse?
They are gonna look for a Winter's Curse exit there, out onto the Razor. It's pretty good, but
Doesn't
no
get
heroes
anybody.
around
Oh, the
though.
Fiend's Grip on the Pango though!
They do manage to get the nice Fiend's Grip on Pango. They do steal the wall as well, so secondary wall goes down underneath the same area of the team fight. They will find March actually finds Esk, though. They get the Batrider lasso out onto Bane immediately. Moo's still clicking. He's okay.
TPing away?
He's out of there, I guess. He doesn't want any of this. Ryle gonna start. Yeah, everyone's TPing here.
Nuts.
Oh my goodness, he's almost dead, just barely. Fear, though, will be the only one exchange out of this TP out scenario here. What happened there?
That feels fine. Honestly, that feels like... I feel like J.Storm kind of made out okay there. So they used Fiend's Grip and Wall right off the bat, like as soon as they got them, and they were still losing heroes, right? They lost March, they didn't get anybody with the Winter's Curse. So I think they were just thinking, we can just reset here, right? Wait for our supports to be back up, wait for everything. We don't have Lasso, we don't have Exorcism. Like they had it, but it was just coming up at the end of that fight.
Sorry, I was just looking at Forever where he got brought down by the vacuum, and then he has boots to travel, so he just traveled back out.
Yeah.
I do see what's happening down here in bottom, but Pika... Oh, never mind. Well, never mind again.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he was silenced, and then he got greaved. OP item. Not really. It really isn't, actually.
It's pretty up there. It's a pretty good item right now.
Well, yeah, but it's a 5,000 item. Like, it's a reason why it's that good. I guess it's like getting a Lotus, though.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Okay, well.
Alright, so for Evan, Moo, we're gonna look for some murders, but nobody is here to be murdered, so... Just cut waves. I am amazed that nobody has taken Roche yet. Like, hasn't even looked at Roche.
I think it's just the scenario that, like, even if they were to go and try for Roshan, either of the team would know, because there's just nobody on the map, and a lot of the heroes in this game, for both J.Storm and Xolotl, are heroes that should be on the map at all times, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So,
and not only that, but both teams have really good fighting around the pit. You have Pango, you have Darkseer Wall, you have Razor just with Static Storm, or Static Link, Eye of the Storm, and then on the flip side you've got Ghosts and you've got Winter's Curse.
Infest, Bomb, Lassos, yeah.
I guess it makes sense, but it is just kind of surprising that nobody's even tried to take it.
I don't know for sure if the smoke was spotted or not, because
Dire are scanning.
there's no ward there, so I thought at first there was a dire ward floating around, but it looks like scan goes out onto the Roshan pit. Nobody's in the pit.
Is under attack.
So are we gonna see a counter smoke by Xolotl here? Do we have any on anyone? No, there's no smokes. At least not immediately. Might be one on the courier. There is not. So, right? There were no smokes. Yeah, there were no smokes. Infest Bomb. They're gonna clean up the cannon. That was gonna scout the Roshan. Roche now at 28 armor.
He's getting up there.
Gonna be a bigger boy soon. Roche has a cap though, right?
No, he scales infinitely.
Oh.
If you have like an 8-hour game, he will have like 600 armor or something crazy like that. Like I don't remember what the numbers are, but...
Oh no. Oh no! Just barely makes it out of there. They did get the Tango roll off of that, but you know, that's like 60 seconds, so...
Yeah, it's
not even that much of a problem.
They are going to use this to take the Roche though.
Yeah, I think that's a good enough reason to do so. They don't have Pango roll, and they know they're all bottom, so... It should be an easy Roshan. Razor's even going to TP to the mid. Do they plan to go for a counter smoke roll here?
I don't think you can.
Yeah, there's no time. They dedicated DP, so... No chance.
You know what really helped them take that Roche? That
Other
bonus 18 damage on Bryle.
God damn. No, it didn't!
Hey man, that's 18 damage that adds up, you know? Takes it just a little bit faster. That extra few seconds could have been the difference for Xolotl being there in time.
Sure, every cent counts. Is that what you want me to say? Every cent counts. I'm gonna go to the top of the net worth. Moo's gonna be building a Lincoln Sphere next against the immense amount of single target that he's getting hit by. And even if it's not going to be hit on by, like, you know, he'll be jumped by some single target thing, he can still throw it on another team, on other players, so they can't get dueled or, you know, jumped with the Razor Lash and so on and so forth. So, I like that. I like that a lot. What do we have next? That's Razor. It's going to go for the Acronym Scepter. So they're looking for some more push potential here by getting this bad boy online. Well, I mean, it's also really good overall, but, you know, being able to hit the buildings with something that reduces their armor is pretty nice.
Does it actually reduce the armor on buildings too? I thought it only just did the damage. I'm fairly confident that it only reduces the damage.
It might do then. I don't know. I haven't seen an Ags Razor in a long time, but we'll see it in this game, and we'll see if that's the case. That would make sense that it doesn't do well in the buildings, though.
Yeah, because it just strikes too quickly, right? Armor reduction, like you would just have like insane amounts of minus armor. I'm pretty sure it's just the damage, which is still very good, right? Like 70 extra damage per every half second is still really good on buildings, but I'm fairly confident that you don't get the armor reduction as well.
Weird, he's going for Aghanim Scepter, but he doesn't go for the strike interval. The 10 armor is actually fantastic in a game of Lifestealer, but like... Oh yeah, DP, true. Okay. Yeah, I keep on forgetting that's physical and not pure.
Yeah. Oh my god, pure damage Ghost. Don't you dare say that is terrifying to think about.
Hector, gonna start TPing up. They're gonna use up the lasso just so they can get this kill indefinitely here. So, I think Hector's okay with that though. He's up in 45 seconds. He didn't use his ultimate and lasso's down for 70.
Yeah. They really didn't want to use Winter's Curse there. That's the big one. It's about the same cooldown, but it's a lot more utility in a team fight. You would rather just use the. It's gonna
They might be in a bit of trouble here. Hasten activated. They're not gonna. Oh, they just barely find the silence, but the Purge will lift up in the air as well. I don't think there's gonna be enough here. He's gonna start the roll again, but yeah, they will get him actually. They're looking for more. No, they can't find that Legion Commander. Make it a big old circle on where they could be though. But, yeah, they're not gonna be able to find that LC. What are we going for next? BKB and Assault Cuirass.
Gonna be a nullifier soon on Mu though. I say soon, about 18 gold, assuming he doesn't save buyback. But
yeah, that's true.
He is working on it.
I imagine he's at this point going to save for buyback since the Aegis slot's still a very like viable thing even if it comes to like a little bit later from now.
Yeah. Might not though. Like he might just say as long as we're taking it depends on how confident you're feeling, right? Like if you're saying, oh, we're just going to be taking fights on their side of the map, so it doesn't really matter. You could argue that sacking buyback for a nullifier is okay.
Xolotl gonna go out on the Darkseer down in the mid lane because they were trying to. He was trying to stoke the creeps. He's just gonna get burnt up quite a bit. The silence will follow as well. They will steal the Ion Shell, which, as we talked about in the previous game, really good. So.
Yeah, and that's honestly he doesn't have. Speaking of buyback, he doesn't have buyback, and even though they might not know he doesn't have buyback, the fact that they're gonna try and force it here is really huge. They can definitely take this tower. Do they have ghosts? They have ghosts. They can take this
take it if they want it real bad. How much do we have on this Aegis anyway? Oh, it's gonna expire soon too, so maybe not because of that reason.
It's got 30 seconds.
He's trying. He really wants them to fight, and he really wants to force something out. So they're not using the DP ult just in case, though. But,
Legion is split pushing bottom a little bit.
I think they're just gonna get the tower and run. Yeah, they're just gonna get and ditch. The Legion already started casting TP as well, so there's no chance for any counter engagement in the bot here. Although Pango, oh no, he rolled in there. They have to time the silence well, but the lift as well. The Aegis did go down, but they got Pango again. And they might be looking to get Hector. They will purge off the slow for the time being, and they'll just disengage from that one. But Gem on the ground.
Oh wow, was that his gem?
I think so. I don't remember seeing a gem before.
It looks like it was.
I wish you could see whose gem it is while it's on the ground here. Let's see.
So yeah, that's Xolotl's gem. That's really annoying because I mean they don't have any invis, but the ward control is going to be huge now. You have this flying.
You've got
flying
that right.
D-ward.
Yeah, there's 2 flying methods to try and get D-wards. So yeah, J.Storm definitely benefiting from taking a random gem that Pangolier for some reason jumped into and gave him. Obviously not on purpose. They had no idea they were there because there's no dire vision there.
Yeah, could have been. It's tough to say, right? Like they take the T3 and they disappear off the map, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna go on a D-warding mission.
Usually, in my opinion, in my experience, usually I see when oh, I take the tier 3 mid, and that's all I'm gonna do. But my first thought is they're gonna go to one of the 2 shrines, so I just shouldn't even be anywhere remotely close to that. So that's probably why I was like, or that's why I'm like, why did that just happen?
Yeah, it's interesting though, because I've heard different philosophies from different people. I've heard exactly what you're talking about. Okay, get T3, get Shrine, and then I've heard the opposing, which is we got the T3, let's back, reset, and then look if we can find something. If it seems clear, we can take the Shrine afterwards. Because some people get afraid of fighting around Shrines. It's still an objective that people can TP to, has the active until you kill it. So I've seen differing philosophies on that, but unfortunately, J.Storm subscribes to the let's murder shrines, and Pika gets punished for it.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
There's also another argument where it's like, let's go to the Roshan, but since that was already down, obviously there wasn't that one into play. Moo is skipping the Nullifier, by the way. He's going to go for the Assault Cuirass now that he... is the Ags up? Yeah, now that he sees the Ags on Razor, he goes for the AC. Get some more AoE armor.
Oh my
find
God,
the lift on
no.
Pango again. He's going to be used up by his own. They need to find a... Oh, okay. He's good. He's good. Brought down to the low ground, slept just in case. Damage evasion.
Yules and Greaves used there. He was mashing them buttons.
Just like I don't want to do this again, please.
Yeah. And there is a Lincolns now on Ryle as well. So what they've been doing in the sieges the last couple times is you just see Moo walk up with the 2 Lincolns on him, one of his own, and then Ryle gets put his. And then just rage up, and there's not really a whole lot they can do.
Well, Blue Radiance. Literally all I could say. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff I could say, but, like, Lifestealer in Radiance is literally just such a game-breaking, annoying thing.
Oh,
Smoke
Karev,
in the mid.
might find someone here.
Yeah, Smoke in the mid gets expired. They are going to purge the lasso immediately. Now they're looking for something else. That's a big lag spike. A beautiful Winter's Curse, actually, on the Pango. They dropped the duel out on the Death Prophet, though. And this is... That's a really bad duel, because they both had BKB on damage. Siphon going off, though. Aska's got a lot of damage on Bryle. But they still managed to find Ifrit at the same time. Moo clicking away. It looks like they will lose Bryle and March. In fact, Moo's just there by himself now with Fear up on the high ground with no real spell to be taken here. They do manage to find one. Pika, though, is going to be brought down to low ground. They're looking for more. The Blink Dagger is going to save for the time being. Batrider is going to start TPing in, and he's going to look for this kill on Pika as well. Bring himself to low ground. He's got TP available if he needs to. They will Yules, so he's got no Yules Purge this time around. Oh, he gets him in the middle of the swash, and he's going down. That is
Karev, man, what a god.
Seriously.
He's got an Ags too. Did you notice that? He has an Ags on Batrider.
I did not see the Ags, no. That is brand new, in fact.
I don't know if he picked that up before or after that fight, but he has an Ags, and the big thing there is that Legion wants to be kind of positioned near her teammates so that she can purge it off. So if you get the Legion and then the +1, that's, I mean, she's going to be near somebody probably. The dual lasso potential is actually pretty incredible, and also cheeky little pseudo wombo combo in the fact that it sets up for a small Winter's Curse, right? That's at least 2 heroes that are going to be beside each other, and if that's like Razor beside Bane, you Winter's Curse the Bane, he's dead.
Well, this game has certainly taken an exciting turn, because remember at one point in time where the net worth was, oh, actually, it wasn't even close to 5,000 over in Xolotl, but, you know, what is this, about 10 minutes later, the game is heavily into J.Storm's favor again. They're looking for this Roshan. This will be most likely the take mid, top, or bot Rax Roshan as well. There's nothing Xolotl can really do to contest this here. They know what's happening too, though. They're all grouping up. They want to do something about this. Is there a
They got it. I think they have to take this fight. Like, it's happening slow enough.
Yeah, they dropped the scan too. They know they're in there. Roshan half HP. They're going in.
This is the best chance. This is the best fight they're gonna got. It's a lot of
Pika's
in.
Yeah,
Blink Dagger.
Oops. Pika's still going here, and there goes the beautiful Winter's Curse, and this could be the setup for the double lasso, and there it is. It is the double lasso. They can only purge one. It's not going to be enough. The Nullifier still actually built up out from Moo, so it will get the kill out on the Pangolier. Swapped in for the Midas slot. There will be Yules on the Darkseer. He doesn't have the jump. Well, he's dead 100% there. Surge actually stole, and this could allow them to push down the... Oh, they're just going to finish up this Roshan. That's obviously the best play.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Pika, he like tried to get that team fight started, but either good ward vision or good game sense. Looks like maybe a combination of both, as there's that really nice ward right here for J.Storm.
That's what I was just looking too. So they saw the beginning of the roll basically coming in from the hillside there, and they just ditched as soon as they saw that.
Yeah, and the fact that he wasted like half of his roll duration just chasing somebody trying to get a connection. I think he only bounced off of like 2 people. It just means that he pops out of it, and Winter's Curse, double lasso. Like you said, they can only purge one, so.
First Lincoln's broken, and Moose just gonna keep on clicking on this middle barracks here. So that's one dead melee Rax, and Lincoln's 2 now broken.
Yeah, but that means that Bryles is up and he's ready to go. Oh, they're gonna put it on Rev actually.
Well, it looks like he was trying to go in for a jump since they have Surge and all.
Yeah.
Octarine Core and the 15-second CDR for Batrider.
Yeah. 7-second downtime on Firefly.
In fact, isn't there a Firefly talent? Yeah, it's the last one. Okay.
So it's actually 100% uptime if you get to level 25 with an Octarine. That's insane.
Yeah, he's very close to it too. And oh, there goes the first Lincoln's. There's the second one. Oh, well, that one just expired through time. But now they're just gonna start clicking away. They're gonna get the last set of barracks here.
Well, they got the bottom still good.
Well, the last set of achievable barracks right now. Looks like Xolotl is still trying to get something. Oh, the Winter's Curse comes through, removing 2 heroes from this team fight. The lasso bringing them all into one nice, beautiful location for Bryle's ultimate to start cleaning them up. They're getting everything they can here. Hector dropping ultimate. It will slow down everything for the time being, but DP, not afraid, will be healed up immediately. Yano gonna try to surge out of there, but the Nullifier gets thrown out as well. He goes down. Darkseer is gonna buy back. The only hero around right now is Pika in the back lines, but now duels out onto S. They're looking for something here. Jono gonna... Nah, they're just jumping out of there. They don't want to risk it here. They're gonna go start down to bottom now with this remainder of the ult. Actually, there is no ult left here, so he's just gonna get the heal jump. But actually, no, they do manage to find the Pangolier. The lasso, extremely quick cooldown. He's one dead. Oh no, maybe not. He's getting pretty low though. He's getting clicked down. Mule stuff into the air. They do manage to still kill the tower in the bot lane. Pika with max move speed getting out of there. He is one safe boy. Here, no HP is going to get clicked on by Pika with the swashbuckle. They have Glimmer Cape available. Esk with no damage. And
how are these supports not dying?
I don't know. They've got so much armor, and now they're going down to bottom because they understand what's going on here. Forev comes in, uses up the Pango. Now they're trying to go for Death Prophet as much as they can, but she's got so much armor, so much HP. And not to mention, she's got Solar Crest. The second Winter Wyvern ult goes down. It's not even the second one. It's back up. They're going to get the double lasso as well. The burn is all there. The BKB coming up by Esk at the last second there. There is a buyback going out by the Winter Wyvern now. They want to get Pika in the back lines. They just want any pick-off of any sort right now. Forev out in the middle of all the heroes now, though. They will have a buyback coming out by the Pangolier and slept up Batrider. They're not done yet,
I saw
though.
this story last night. This actually worries me a little bit for J.Storm. I saw the let's finish the game buybacks, and it did not work out very well for Tigers. But looks like J.Storm is going to be a little bit more patient. They're not gonna throw away that lead.
Yeah, they can't really afford to just go all in ham crazy here. How many buys do we even have now? Just the winter buyback, actually. The Bat Rider still has it, but no money. But yeah, glad they're gonna take their time on this one. They have an immense net worth lead as well. They got a lot off of that, like, one engagement. The whole time, they were just hitting bottom while the rest of the supports were not dying.
Yeah.
So
the fact that neither Pango or Rubik died there was insane to me. Also, Fear has an axe.
Pango.
So.
The trouble, Mitchell goes out immediately, and not going to change anything here. Second Lincoln's going to be picked up. Winter Wyvern is going to be the primary target here. Not really much they can do since the BKB does go down. Wall goes down, hits the ground as well, doing so much damage to this Bane. He is one dead boy. Rider Lasso is going to force Legion up to the top of the hill there and slowly burning away, so no Blink Dagger available to get him out of that one. Now they do manage to break the Aegis, but that's just not going to be anything. And in fact, the damage siphon is there off the Rubik, taking 196 damage off their core. That's one dead Razor. Okay, well, everyone's dead. The only one alive is Pango, who was the whole reason this fight even happened. And they're calling the G.
Forev literally just, like, dragged Legion onto that high ground, and he had his 100% uptime on the Firefly, so he's just like, I'm just gonna stand here and just not let you do anything.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I probably should have been watching it, but I couldn't
you were
really.
watching the rest of the fight.
I wanted to see the rest of the fight, but yeah, J.Storm moving ahead into the winners match. Or I will be, because I gotta let Forge go. He's got life to do. So, Forge, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and you know I do.
Yeah, I wish I could stay for more, but I have some prior engagements that I need attending to.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be right back with some more NA Closed Qualifiers.